Hello, hello. Welcome to How Ines Rolls Q&A on a Tuesday afternoon at 2 p.m. On February 22nd, 2022. That's silly. We'll just wait a minute and if not, then I will just go ahead and do this video and answer the questions that I got on my community board. It's so fun to be able to chat. I know that this isn't like a Saturday where people have days off, but it's still very fun to answer some questions. Let's see. If you're coming in, come in and say hello. Today it's just going to be me. Ezra's upstairs playing some video games. He's so funny. He has on the cutest shirt. I found him a cute little shirt yesterday, and it has like this smiley face that has the top ramen. It's cute. Okay, so it's okay. Let's go ahead and get into some questions. That way it gives people some time to join us. Let's see. My three girls, 28, asked, as far as stalking, have you eased up, or do you think it's more important than ever to build a stock? So she's referring to like pantry stock ups. And I have always done it. I have try to always have a rotating pantry, so that way it's I can get some food and then it doesn't expire. So I'm always rotating it out, and it does change a little bit depending on what my family likes to eat. So that's what I suggest, is to never just buy all at once, like a year's worth of food or 3 months of food, unless you know you're going to eat it. And so that way, if you're fans of tuna in a can, then you know that you can get like 10 of those and then rotate them out and then add to it. There's a girl that I follow, or I have followed in the past, named Jordan Page. Hi, Alma. And she says, when you buy your food and you buy a can, buy 2 more for your pantry. And I think that's really great advice if you can swing it. Hi, Rain. Hi, Elma. Can you hear my voice? It's like kind of scratchy. It's super windy here in the Vegas area, and allergies, I think, are starting to hit me. So I just read my first question about easing up on the stockpile. I hate calling it a stockpile because I really do use it as a working pantry, and I don't think you need to ease. I think you just constantly keep going. Hi, Sandy. I'm happy you're here. So my second question is from Adis. And she says, I have decided to go gray, no more hair dye. I absolutely love your beautiful hair and my pony. Is there a special shampoo you use to keep your locks from yellowing? Now, I will say I am not that good at this because it does yellow. Although I have eased it some by getting some haircuts and cutting off a lot of the yellow. There are things to do. Yes, thanks, Alma. I'm actually going to talk about some people too, but I love that. So check in the comment box. Alma's already shared a prepper that explains a lot of info on the pantry too. Yay! I'm glad you're here. And so what I've done is you use less heat. So you know how on curling irons or blow dryers, you can use like hot heat. I decreased that a while ago and only did about half of it. And so you're not scorching your hair. So that helps. I do use a purple shampoo, in which I am currently using the Heritage by Mindy. And that's been working out really good. But let me tell you one more thing. what is it called? A clarifying shampoo. Gets all of that junk out of the hair. And so I use a Suave brand, and it's like $1. And it makes my hair like really squeaky clean, so that it's just pulling out all that stuff. And I only wash my hair like twice a week, so I don't overdo it. Um, Pretty soon, I think I'm going to start having my natural curl coming back. So I'll be using some other fun products with that, but I gotta use it first and master it. Whew. But yeah, less heat on gray hair will help it to not gray or to not yellow. But if you're going gray, what I did is follow communities on Instagram that will like encourage you. What I did is when I decided, I started using a semi-permanent instead of a permanent hair dye. And I did that for like a year. And so when I was like ready to completely stop, I was able to use it just pretty much a lot of it washed out that really dark color. And I was able to use like a stripping hair dye. They have those at the drugstore where you can strip out some of the color. And so it wasn't like, I mean, even though in my eyes it was black and white, it actually was a couple of shades lighter than that. So it felt a little bit better. Thank you, Alma. Hi, Charles. Hi, Kelly. I'm so glad everybody's here. Okay, so I'm on my next question. What is your favorite go-to healthy, quick, easy, family-friendly freezer meal to make for your precious family? Okay, so what I have been liking to do lately is when I go to the grocery store and let's say I buy 5 pounds of chicken breast, is I will throw it into the crock pot almost right away. And I'll season it, salt and pepper, just pretty much basic seasonings, and let that cook and cool and divide it into meals. And so 5 pounds will get me about 2, maybe 3 meals. And then I just put them in freezer bags, label it, date it, put it in there. And so when I'm ready to make a quick meal, it doesn't have to be in the crock pot per se. So quick and easy, you can just take it right out, thaw out the chicken, and then it goes so fast. So yes, having a meal in a baggie ready to go into a crock pot is a great idea. I haven't made those in a while because I just feel like if I have my meat ready or cooked, I had Paul grill like 12 pounds of chicken a couple of days ago. And now we have a whole bunch of dinners ready to go. And actually, I have one of the chicken breasts out right now. I have sauce in the freezer, and then I'm just going to cook some noodles. And so, boom, we have some chicken and pasta. It's going to be awesome. But coming back to quick and healthy, easy meals, I love making meals that are just basic. So, bake a potato, cook some broccoli and carrots in the oven, grill some chicken breast, or bake it. Those so it's nothing's mixed together. So you don't need to use like cream of chicken soups or cream cheese based things or lots of cheesy toppings, which are still very good, believe me. But if you're just trying to have a healthy, easy go-to meal, like the simpler the ingredients, the better. Okay, I see some other people have come in. Hi, Belinda. Oh, thank you. She's all the way in Australia, guys. That's awesome. Okay, so let's go on to another question from my 3 girls. And if you have questions, you can go ahead and just put them in the chat box. I will get to them as well. I thought it was fun to do a Tuesday chat on, February 22nd. I guess this is like hardly ever happened. I think there was like a time where it was in like 1853 or something like that. So it's been a long, long time. Okay, so somebody asked, how long have Paul and I been married? And how did we meet? We actually have a Q&A. So if you just Paul and I, like our love story, which is kind of funny. We did it around Valentine's a few years back. We've been married 23 years. I have to think because Isaiah is 21, so it's a couple years more than that. And we met online when it was weird. We met in an AOL chat room. Raise your hand if you remember AOL chat rooms. We're crazy, I know. So we didn't actually tell people that we met online because that was just so different. And so for like the first year we were married, we would tell people, which was semi true, that we had a friend and that our friend introduced us. But really we had this friend in common. So he had a friend in where I'm from in Long Beach. And so I'm like, if this guy knows Paul and everybody knows this guy, really, I knew him. I'm like, he can't be weird, but it all worked out. It was good. I don't eat healthy. I don't eat as healthy as I should. I really have good intentions, but it's like Easter time and Easter candy is like so good. I found the Easter Tootsie Roll eggs, you guys. Those were so good. And I found them at the Dollar Tree of all places. Um, Yes, we're having baked sweet potatoes on our plan this week. Also, wonderful. I don't know how many of you know, Paul is really allergic to sweet potatoes. Like face swells up, throat closes. It's not a good thing. Yeah, Sandy remembers Alma. Yeah, for sure. I'm so glad. Yep, I follow some of those people too. Alma, Amber at Home shares freezer meal ideas. Yes. Wednesday morning, wonderful. I used to sneak to get on them to chat with the friend, and the dial up took forever, right? Okay. What grade do I teach? This is from Bonnie McCain, and she's a teacher of special with multiple disabilities. And I'm a Montessori teacher, and I teach preschool, so 3 to 6 year olds. And I also work a few nights a week at a teacher store. So it's like perfect. I love it. And I do not currently work in a classroom per se. I used to have it in my home. And as you can see, it is not like there's not kid posters on the wall anymore. It's a living room. But I do teach online without school. So every so often you might see where I might talking or sharing about out school. It's just a virtual online class where there's thousands of different classes for kids ages I think like 2 to 18 or something. And so with the pandemic, it really did help for me to teach online. So I just have one class with like 8 kids in it. And it's great because I still homeschool Ezra and then I work a few nights a week. Posted. Oh, wonderful. Thanks, Alma. Thank you, Sandy. My kids in out school, I have had kids for over a year now, and they just keep coming back, and I love it. I mean, I have a very, for me, a structured calendar of how I teach things. And so it's funny. So like we're going into March, I pull out my March bucket and I have all my dittos and I find more stuff and I have all my books ready to go. And so it's just it's probably a lot easier for somebody like me who's been doing this for like 25 years versus somebody who just like dives right in because it'd be a lot of prep work. Allie asked what my favorite prepper channels are. And I actually don't have like a super one that I follow. Alma's been mentioning a lot the Frugal Fit Mom. I think that's what she said. Also, I do like somebody called the Seasonal Homestead. There's like the Prepper Princess. I've seen her. I love listening to like news, like the ninja economic ninja. So I just think to be a prepper per se it can be a little extreme, but they have such great information, right? So, but for me, I feel like being self-sufficient is very good and it's in the right direction. So there's lots of different websites and even YouTube videos in which you can follow people who are stocking up their pantries. That's like a really good tag word or a tagline that you can look in on YouTube, because I feel like if you don't have to stress to get everything organized and detailed. It's good to be inspired by, if that makes sense. So I will tell you a funny story though. I was watching, there was like a prepper show that was on the Discovery Channel, and we were watching that like every week. And it was really insightful and good information, right? And so they were talking about how they had like all the water and all the medicines and all of that stuff. And we were going out to California for like for a little vacation. On our drive out there, I was getting sicker and sicker as the hour went by. I had what I knew to be strep throat. I could not believe it. Here we are in a different state. I wasn't sure if my insurance was going to work. I didn't really have the energy. I was fevering. It was horrible. This was like 10 years ago. And I was Googling, right? I'm on my phone going, what can I do? Prepper medicine for strep throat. And you guys, I've only done this once and I don't know but it was just good information. If you Google medicine, prepper, strep throat, and they will show you how you can get it. It directed me to an aquarium store, you guys. I got penicillin. I went by the dosages for adult, human, because really animal medicine and human medicine is like the same. It's just dosages are way different. So because of weight, right? And so they had tablets and I was desperate. And literally it worked the next day. I was already getting better. I couldn't believe it. It's not something that I have like even in my pantry or my storage stuff, but it's just, gosh, if you have an emergency, I'm not like completely recommending it, but Google can help help you find some stuff. Let's see. Do you remember what Crohn's medicine? No, I don't. Gosh, that was a long, long time ago. So, my mom passed away almost 7 years ago, pretty like next month. And yeah, 7 years ago next month. And she had been having Crohn's since I was like 3. So that was like over 40 years ago. She had so many different kinds of medications. I just remember that there were a couple that were so strong that she would lose her hair. And it was like almost like a radioactive or some kind of like a cancer almost treatment. Like they were trying to kill something and she'd lose her hair a little bit. And it wasn't all the time. I think that probably happened to her a few times on the same medicines, I'm guessing, but I don't remember what she did. I'm sorry. Let's see. Channels are full of inspirational people. Thank you for having. Oh, thank you, Belinda. Raw organic. I know, right? You learn a lot for sure. So yeah, our raw organic honey is so good for strep throat. It definitely works for Sandy. The Oreo eggs are yummy. I need to try them. Are they like a white chocolate with like a cookies and cream kind of look to them? You'll have to let me know. Okay, let me make sure. Let me see if I didn't, with devices, I just try to touch my laptop like thinking it was an iPhone. Let's see. Okay, I didn't miss anything. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, I told you some of my favorite prepper people, but you know what? I will tell you, I love farmers. So there's like the veggie boys. Oh, there's Ezra. You want to show your new shirt? I was telling people how cute it was. There's one called the Veggie Boys. Look at his funny shirt, his cute little shirt. Aww. Now you want ramen? Oh, you'll have to wait a little bit. Yep, I have all of that too, the hot tea. I do keep supply of like aspirins and ibuprofens and cold medicines and all of the things that, are associated with, like eye drops. I have pink eye drops, just things like that. So that's, those kinds of things. If you have prescription medicine, you may want to have a backup just in case. Those kinds of things, you want to make sure, your toiletries. So for me personally, I buy like a few different, so I will use one of like my hair stuff. And then I like to have at least one, if not 3 or 4 in the backup, just in case. So I think it's a really good suggestion if you're using, a deodorant, that you have a backup in the drawer. And I just did that recently with my makeup. So all my makeup, I have one that I'm using, and there's one in the backup ready to go. So I think that is, my bonus son would love that shirt. Yeah. I got it at Walmart for like $7. So yeah, that's really good to think. I also try to think, like, with toilet paper, I have a family, what will last us like a couple of months, that kind of stuff, flushable wipes, that kind of thing as well. You can see, like, it's starting to get dark. We have like this crazy weather. We're starting to get into March, and where we live, March is like the most different kinds of weather in 1 month. It's kind of funny. Yay, Amy's here. Okay, so we're going to, on Thursday, expect to have a haul, and it's a long one, you guys. I've been editing it, and it's like almost 30 minutes. I can't even believe it, but it's like a good stock up one. So a lot of these questions too, if you're having about prepping and stocking up and pantry stock ups, we're going to be talking a lot about it in that video on Thursday. Okay, so how long have I been LDS and my family been LDS? Because that's 2 different questions, and that's been from Belinda. Belinda. So Paul has been LDS all his life, and LDS is Latter-day Saints. They're known as the Mormons. And so Paul and his family have been all their life. And I converted when I was 17. I was in high school. And then I continued to follow that faith, just very as devoutly as, because I went all in. I love it. I love the church. And I met Paul like 5 years later. And so that's when we got married. And so we've been married 23 years. So sometimes when I'm in church and I have to give, we give talks, we're asked to speak at a microphone in front of like 500 people. That's usually about how many people are in a congregation. And I like to say that I converted when I was 17, and then I will say, and I'm 45 or I'm 46, or, so I'm like, you can do the math, because I'm always interested in that as well. Like, how long, if people converted, how long they've been, or I'm always like curious, like even how old people are. Like, I think it's just so cool. Like, I just feel like I get to know people more, and I like that about that. Thank you. Yes, I love it. It's wonderful. I became a Christian when I was 17 as well. Wonderful. Were you a senior in high school? Is that, I was a senior in high school, so I felt like it really helped me steer me into like making decisions about my adult life that maybe I wouldn't have had otherwise. So I love that. Let's see. Michelle's Homemade asked if I've noticed any food shortages in our area. And the answer is yes. But I will tell you something else. Okay, so when I go to Walmart, they have probably the most food shortages, I will say, like big openings on their shelves. But they also have like pallets of food in the middle, like, and saran wrapped, like they need to be unloaded. So sometimes I wonder if this is a staffing shortage or if this is actually a food shortage. So I have heard from different places and different opinions is that those pallets, if they're saran wrapped, are really supposed to be in the back. And then they unload things from the back. So if they're being saran wrapped and they're being placed in the aisles kind of thing, they're just pretty much pulling it off the trucks and putting it on the floor. So that may be a little bit something that you kind of want to keep an eye out for. Also, I love shopping the circulars. Like, this is going to be our best friend for a while because food is on the rise, because gas will be on the rise. And so everything will trickle down and we're going to have to pay for it. So I was just looking at my circular today and look at London broil $2.97. So guess what I'm buying? tomorrow, like is a pack of London broil. And I just put those in the freezer. So, did I just kind of freeze? Can everybody hear me? A thumbs up if you can hear me. Yeah, you're also finding food sort, yeah, and increases as well. I think we're going to be, thank you, Wendy. I think we're going to be seeing a little bit more. I mean, actually, Paul read something this morning that said gas can be, as much as $7 a gallon, which means even a little bit more if we are starting to see some of these shortages. So just with everything going on, there's going to be repercussions, and it trickles down to all of us, which isn't completely fair. But this is why we keep things semi-stocked. If you're like, oh my gosh, things are getting too pricey, then you can kind of start, making choices about what's on sale. So I think that that's going to be the way I go I think, I'm going to go spend some money and stock up. And I'm like, well, I didn't get that much because things weren't on sale. Anyway, so it's something to think about. Paul. Paul said, how'd I get so beautiful? I guess DNA. But I will say, living a lifestyle where I don't drink or smoke, and I drink lots and lots of water. Not that I'm super healthy, because I am not. But I think if knowing your history, your health history, then you may want to start steering your ship in certain directions. Like my mother had issues with her liver and her kidneys. And so thank goodness I don't drink, because I think that would be added stress. I also drink a lot of water by choice. And so that, then things, when you start making decisions like healthy decisions, my goal is so that it kind of steamrolls into some other things. Like I make foods that I don't normally buy, like I used to buy at the store, like cream of chicken soup. Now I make it gluten-free, and I even made it dairy-free this time, so there are things that we can do as choices, right? That kind of steamroll, and then we should feel proud of ourselves. So yeah, my mom also had Crohn's disease, and she had a lot of health issues. So that's going to be the next thing, is that I'm going to be trying to omit a lot of things, or some things from my diet, to help with inflammation, to help with digestion, because I just want to make sure I'm steering my boat in the right direction, so to say. Did you ever consider getting a freeze dry? Okay. Those things are really cool, right? They're huge. I mean, they're not huge. I've seen some where you can put them on a countertop. I've never thought about it, just because we do have them, we get the bigger can. We have some of the bigger cans of the freeze dried food. And so I don't know, I don't feel comfortable yet with trying to do it myself. So I do freeze things like fresh vegetables. I will chop up if I know I'm not going to use them all, and put those into the freezer. I do have the cans, and I do just fresh as much as possible. Check out Tiffany at Large Family Love. She got what she got for reasonably. Okay, I will. Gotta go. Bye, James. Hi, Margaret. Glad you're here, and glad you came, James. Did you ever consider? Okay, I have, but they are so expensive. They are. Do you think that there's a place where you could at least try it before you buy it? I wonder if maybe you have a friend that might let you borrow theirs or something. I tried some dehydrating things, and I wasn't good at it. I just didn't think that it looked appetizing to me. I mean, I love buying freeze-dried fruits. I think that they're delicious. But when I did it myself, I was like, wow, your husband. Okay, we don't add extra salt to our meals. Hubby lost 66 pounds, and you lost. That's amazing. That's so great. Yes, I think that is definitely something. Okay, so when I have cut out lots of different times, I've cut out sugar. So I don't eat my extra, like, who knows, little Debbie's or whatever. But I'll go like a month at a time and not have sugar and, lose some pounds too. But when I'm in the shower and like I'm rinsing my eyes or rinsing my mouth or whatever, I'm like, or brushing my teeth and rinsing, I'm like, the water tastes sweet. Like, that's weird to me. So there's stuff in everything, don't you think? The homesteader channels, I love homesteader channels that are freeze drying, but I haven't taken the leap. That's some serious dedication to do the freeze dry. I follow Little Luna, Kristen at Little Luna on Instagram, and she's just primarily like a cooking channel, but they have been freeze drying. They have one in their kitchen, and they've been doing different kinds of candy. And so it's been really interesting to see what like swells up, like obviously like marshmallow based, but I think even the Tootsie Rolls like went boom, like when they freeze dried. And so she's every so often she'll give an update of what they've done. And I think it's really cool. We still have sweet treats just in smaller portions. Yeah, that's good advice, Belinda. Greetings. Hi. How are you, Tomato Girl? Great tomato. It's Sharon, right? From San Diego. So I'm guessing it's raining there because we've gotten a turn in our weather and it is cold and windy, so windy. And tonight actually starts our soccer practice. So I've kind of been our soccer season. So I'm kind of hoping or wondering if they're going to cancel just because it's been so crazy with the wind. We'll see. Okay. And there's two more questions. What is your favorite place to visit? And I'll say I love going in many places. I love visiting family, but I really like visiting Southern Utah. And I like visiting where I'm back at home. And I think it's just more because I'm home. But for Southern Utah, we've gone so much that I feel like we know where we're going for one thing. And it just feels comfortable. So I love that. But I like travel. I would love to do some more traveling. And then the last thing is that somebody asked, Rachel asked how Isaiah is doing. He's doing great. This is his second semester, and by April, the middle of April or so, he'll be done with his first year of college. He's up at BYU, and he has a girlfriend. Actually, my two older sons have girlfriends, and they're very nice. So we're happy about that. I don't know. We'll see what he's planning. He's been bouncing around with his majors, and I think he'll come and spend some time at home in between I think he's going to take the summer off. So we're looking forward to having him. So he's doing great with school. It's just fun to watch your kids grow up, and I love being a part of it, just kind of watching it. So as the boys are getting older, they're like adulting now. Like Kobe got a little credit card, and I was like, oh my gosh, he has to start a credit history somehow. And like, then I watched Jonas, and he's starting he's in high school, and he was telling me like he's making protein shakes, and I'm like, oh my gosh, he's growing up too. And so it's been fun to be like a spectator in their life and also be a part of it as well. So yes, happy Tuesday, Stacy. I know we're about 30 minutes into the live, but if you have any questions, go ahead and drop them down. I just answered about 11 or 12 of them. But I just think this is so fun. I want to do the lives every other week or so on a Tuesday. So that way we can still connect. I think that'd be super fun. Let's see. I follow a few USA YouTube channels in the series. It really is. We have a lot of people live in the cities. So there's a lot of people, like even in Las Vegas, there's over 2 million people here in the Valley. And it grows a lot, and or it's been growing a lot too. But when you leave the city and you go out into the country areas or the drives, there's a lot of land here, and it's protected land, and You can go hiking, go to the mountains. There's just a lot of variations of landscapes. So I really love that. Yes, he's doing great. Isaiah's doing great. Thanks so much for sharing. Oh, my pleasure. And we'll do some more of these. If you have any comments or questions, you can, when the replay comes up, you can add them, and I'll answer the questions too. I love doing that. But I probably should head out. We have some things that I need to get ready for, like dinner. And I do know what I'm making, so that's good, right? That's always good when I have a plan. So have a wonderful day, rollers. Stick around. You never know what I'll be rolling out next. Bye, everybody. Oh, bye, Belinda. Bye, Amy. Bye, Sharon. Bye, Stacy. Bye, Margaret. Oh, thanks, Sharon. She likes my hair. All right. Bye, Sandy. Glad you could make it. Have a great evening, everybody.